Welcome to the video. My name is Pushpinder Gill and this is my email address. So today we're going to do topic called time and work. Now this is one of the most important topics in all the exams such as GRE, GMAT, SAT, CAT, all the Indian exams as well. Now this is one of the most important topic. Now there'll be a lot of videos on this topic, so this is the video 1, right? This is the first video that we're going to do on this topic. We're going to understand the topic. Now let's just move forward and see what we have here. Now this is the most simple statement that you can see in such a topic, that A is a person here, can do a work in 2 days. So if A can do a work in 2 days, what can we come up with that statement? So if A can do a work in 2 days, that means in 1 day he does half of the work. Right? It's simple. He's doing the work in 2 days, and the first day is finishing 50% of the work, and the second day is finishing 50% of the work. That means in the first day he's finishing half of the work. So if I can say that if A can do a work in 3 days, so what do you mean from that? So if A can do a work in 3 days, that means in the first day he's finishing 1/3 of the work, in second day he's finishing 1/3 of the work, similarly in the third day as well he's finishing 1/3 of the work. Now this is the basic terminology that goes around here, right? So if I want to generalize this thing here and I say if A can do a work in n days, right? Let's suppose if A can do a work in n days, so that means every day he'll be finishing 1/n of the work, right? So every day he'll be finishing 1/n of the work. So even if you want to take it other way around, let's suppose every day, let's suppose if I say that every day A finishes 1/8 of the work. So if every day A finishes 1/8 of the work, that means it is going to take 8 days for A to finish all the work. Right? So I hope this terminology is clear, that if A can do a work in n days, he'll finish 1/n of the work every day in terms of fractions, and if A can do 1/n of the work every day, then he'll take n days to finish the job, right? So let's move forward. Now this is a general type of question. People say to you, A can do a work in 3 days, B can do a work in 2 days, tell me how many days both are going to take the work, right? So if over here, let me just rephrase this question for you. I'll come to the general part later, right? Let me say A here can do a work in 2 days, and B here again can do the work in 3 days. Tell me together how many days both are going to take to finish the job. Now A here can do the work in 2 days. That means every day he finishes half of the work. Similarly, B here can do the work in 3 days. That means every day he can finish 1/3 of the work. Now A and B are working together. That means together they are finishing half plus 1/3. So they are finishing this much of work every day, right? And if we calculate it, it comes out to be 5/6. So they are finishing 5/6 of the work every day. Now this is the amount of work that is finished every day. So number of days that they're going to take to finish the work is nothing but 6/5. So these are the number of days that they're going to take to finish the job. Now yes, the variables over here were simple and you were able to solve this question very simply. Now I'm going to give you a tool wherein you can solve the question more easily just by plugging in the values. Now let's see this over here. Let's say A can do a work in A days and B can do a work in B days. That means A will be doing 1/A of the work every day and B will be doing 1/B of the work every day. So together they will be doing 1/A plus 1/B of the work every day, which is nothing but equal to A plus B upon AB, right? So this is equal to the work done by them in a single day. That means the number of days that they're going to take to complete the work is the reciprocal of that, that is AB by A plus B. Now this is the number of days taken by both A and B to finish the job. Now you see, you have this expression over here. Just plug in the values. A takes 2 days to finish the job. B takes 3 days to finish the job. Together they'll take 3 into 2, that is 6, divided by 3 plus 2, that is 5. So 6 by 5 is your answer, right? Let me say, the question is, A takes 6 days to finish the job and B takes 7 days to finish the job. So your answer would be 7 into 6, that is 42, divided by 7 plus 6, that is 13. So these are the number of days both are going to take to finish the job. Now I hope that is simple. The simple questions you can solve within a flash of second. So this would be very simple for you guys, right? Now let me just add one more thing here. Let me add the third person. And now I ask you, in how many days is A, B and C together are going to take to finish the job? Now it's very simple. Now A take A days, that means he'll finish the job in 1 by A days. Right? In 1 day he'll be finishing 1 by A of the work. Right? Similarly, B takes B days to finish the job. In 1 day, he'll be finishing 1 by B of the work. And C takes C days to finish the job. In 1 day, he'll be finishing 1 by C of the work. Now, together, they'll be finishing this much of work if we add it. So this comes out to be AB plus BC plus CA divided by A plus B plus C. Now this is the job done by them in, it's A into B into C, guys. Now this is job done by them in 1 single day. So how many days they are going to take to finish this job is just the reciprocal of that. That is ABC upon AB plus, let me write it, BC plus CA. Now this is the number of days taken by A, B, C together to finish the job, right? Now this is just the expression that you need to use. Now let me say A takes 3 days to finish a job, B takes 2 days to finish a job, and C takes 3 days to finish the job. So in how many days they're all going to take to finish the job together? Just plug in the values, right? Just plug in into it, just fill the values, substitute the values into the expression, and you'll get your answer, right? So this is for the easy questions, right? For the basic level questions that you get. Okay, A takes 10 days to finish the job, B takes 20, together they'll take how many days, right? So now let us learn one more approach which is quite universal, and you need to learn that approach as well because it is going to help you in complex questions. Now if A can do a work in 3 days and B can do the same work in 6 days, in how many days will A and B together can complete the job? Now I'm going to do this question in 2 ways, right? So the first way is the simple way. Now A takes 3 days to finish the job, B takes 6 days to finish the job. So together they will take A into B. If you have watched the video, or you must be knowing this, A into B plus A plus B, that is 18 by 9. That is together both of them they're going to take 2 days to finish the job. Easy, right? Now let me tell you one more approach which is going to help you a lot in the future. Now A takes 3 days to finish the job and B takes 6 days to finish the job. Now let me go ahead and assume the job to be of some specific units. Now let me just go on with me, guys, here. So what will be the number to assume? Now let me assume that the job is of 6 units. Right? Let me assume the job is of 6 units. It can be anything. It's making 6 burgers, or it's walking 6 kilometers. It can be anything. So the job is of 6 units. Now if A finishes the job in 3 days, that means per day he will be finishing 2 units. So it is 2 units per day, right? Similarly, if B can finish the job in 6 days and the job is of 6 units, that means he'll be finishing 1 unit per day. Now together if they are working, that means together they are finishing 3 units per day. So together they are finishing 3 units per day, right? And the job is of 6 units, so they're going to take 6 by 3, that is equal to 2 days to finish the job. Now let me just recap this this whole procedure here. Now A takes 3 days to finish the job, B takes 6 days to finish the job. So I assumed the work to be of some units. Let me assume the work is of 6 units. So if this work is of 6 units and A is able to finish the job in 3 days, that means the rate that which he is finishing the job is 2 units per day. The rate over here is 1 unit per day. So together they are finishing 3 units per day. So if they both are finishing 3 units every day, to finish 6 units, they're going to take 2 days. Right? Now this is an approach which is going to help you a lot in the future. Now you guys will realize that in the coming part, because this is easy, but this is basic stuff. This over here, it's more advanced and more flexible stuff. Let's see that. Right? So I assume the work to be of 6 units, right? And it's like that. So we got the answer, right? Let's move further. So A can do a work in 12 hours. A can do a work in 12 hours, B can do the same work in 15 hours. In how many minutes A and B together can complete that work, right? Now I know that the previous approach is pretty simple, 15 into 12 by 15 plus 12. Okay, let's keep that aside and let's use the other approach over here. So A over here can finish the task in 12 hours, right? B over here can finish the same task in 15 hours. So A can finish the task in 12 hours, B can finish the task in 15 hours. So what I need to do, I need to assume the task to be of some units. Now what is the best number to assume? It's LCM of this numbers, 12 and 15. So let me assume the task to be of 60 units. So I assume the task to be of 60 units. Now if A can finish the task in 12 hours, that means he must be finishing 5 units per hour, right? So this is the rate. Similarly, B can finish the task in 15 hours, that means he must be finishing 4 units every hour. Now since both of them are working together, so they will be finishing 9 units every hour, right? So they finish 9 units every hour and the work is of 60 units. That means the number of days they're going to take to finish the job is 60 by 9 hours, right? Which is nothing but, if you cut with 3, that is 20 by 3 hours. But if you see over here, the question is asking you in how many minutes. So to convert hours into minutes, I just need to multiply it by 60 and I get my answer as 400. Right? Now, guys, it's pretty simple over here that what I did. Let me just take a quick recap. A can do the job in 12 hours. B can do the same job in 15 hours. So assumed the work to be of some specific units, that is 60 units. So assume the work to be of 60 units. Now A can finish the task in 12 hours. That means he finishes the hours in 5. He finishes 5 units every hour. B can finish the task in 15 hours. That means he finishes 4 units every hour. Together they finish 9 units every hour. So if the work is of 60 units and they're finishing 9 units every hour, so this many hours are going to take them to finish the job. And if I have to convert hours into minutes, I have to multiply it by 60. So I got my answer as 400. Right? So I hope you're understanding. We're going to do some more questions for you to become familiar with this technique, right? Okay, let's go further. So A can do a work in 20 days and B can do a work, B can do the same work in 15 days. So how many days B alone can do that work? Now A alone can do the work in 20 days. Now let's start doing this question. So first of all, the first step of ours, it should be laying down the question. Now A can do a work in 20 days. So let me say A over here, he can do the work in 20 days. A and B together can do the work in 15 days. Now A and B together are able to complete the work in 15 days. So he's asking how many days is B alone going to take to finish the job. Now this is our question over here. So what is the first step? The first step is to assume the work to be of some units. So what are the numbers here? 20 and 15. So the best number would be the LCM, the least common multiple of 20 and 15. So let me go ahead and assume the work to be of 60 units. So I have assumed the work to be of 60 units. For the sake of simpleness, you can always assume it to be 60 burgers or 60 kilometers or something like that. So the work is of 60 units and A is able to finish the job in 20 days. That means he's finishing 3 units every day, right? That means he's finishing 3 units every day. Similarly, A and B together are able to finish the job in 15 days and the work is of 60 units. That means they're able to finish 4 units every day. So since A is able to finish 3 units every day, A and B is able to finish 4 units every day, that means A must be finishing 1 unit every day, so that this 3 plus 1 adds up to 4. Now since B is able to finish 1 unit every day and the job is of 60 units, that means that he must be taking 60 days to finish the job. It's like if he eats 1 burger every day and he has to eat 60 burgers, that means he'll take 60 days, right? So I hope it's clear to everyone what I'm trying to convey here. Let's take a quick recap. So what was the question asking us? The question was that A can do a work in 20 days, A and B together can do the same work in 15 days. In how many days B alone can do that work? Now our first step was to lay down the question. So we knew that, okay, this is what he's asking. He has given us how many days A takes, he has given us how many days A and B takes, and he's asking us how many days will B take to finish the job. So first step is to assume the number of questions, so the number of units. So we assume the work to be of 60 units. So the work that is taken as the LCM of 20 and 15, so that there is no fractions involved in the question. So the total work is of 60 units. Now A over here is able to finish 3 units every day and A and B are able to finish 4 units every day. That means B must be finishing 1 unit every day. So since he's finishing 1 unit every day and the job is of 60 units, that means he will total take 60 hours. Okay, I'm sorry, it's 60 days. Fine. He is going to take 60 days to finish the job, right? I hope everyone understood this method over here. It's very simple. Let's go ahead and move forward. Now, A can do, let's look at this question. A can do a work in 20 days, B can do the same work in 30 days, and A, B, and C can complete that work in 10 days. How many days will C alone will take to finish the job? Right? So our first step over here, let's lay down the question. Now what is he asking us, right? So A can finish the job in how many days? 20 days. B can finish the job in how many days? 30 days. C, that's what we have to find out, and all of them together, adding up all of them together, they're able to finish the job in 10 days. Right? So what we need to do first is we need to assume some number of units. So let me say, what is the LCM of 20, 30, and 10? The best number that I can take is 60. So let me take 60 to be the work, 60 to be the total number of units. So I'm sorry, I've already told you the answer. So the total work is 60 units. So the total work is equal to 60 units. That's what I'm going to take. Now A over here can finish the job in 20 days. That means he must be finishing 3 units per day, right? Similarly, B over here is able to finish the job in 30 days. That means he must be finishing 2 units per day, because the total work is of 60 units and he's finishing the work in 30 days. That means every day he's finishing 2 units. Now if we talk about A, B, and C, they're able to finish the job in 10 days and the work is of 60 units. That means together they finish 6 units per day. Since they were able to finish the job in 10 days and the work is of 60 units, so they're finishing 6 units per day. Now if you can see clearly here, A finishes 3 units, B finishes 2 units, and A, B and C finish 6 units. Now where is this one extra unit coming from? Yes, it's coming from C. So C alone can do 1 unit per day. So if C is able to finish 1 unit per day and the work is of 60 units, that means C alone will finish the work in 60 days. Now again, it's days here, guys. I'm sorry. Now C alone will be able to finish the work in 60 days. Now hope you're understanding what I'm trying to establish here. What kind of questions are these? So these are good questions and which you're able to solve it logically in a better manner, right? So let's just go ahead and move forward to the next question. Okay. So let's see the question. All right. Sorry. So in this question, A and B together can complete a task in 12 hours, B and C together can complete the task in 15 hours, and C and A together can complete the task in 20 hours. So in how many hours all three together will complete that task? Now this is a very good question which you can solve it pretty easily. Now let's see. The first step is to lay down the question. Now it says A and B can finish the task in 12 hours. So A and B together can finish the task in 12 hours. So in 12 hours he is able to finish the task. B and C together is able to finish the task in 15 hours. So B and C together is able to finish the task in 15 hours, and C and A together is able to finish the same task in 20 hours. So C and A together is able to finish the task in 20 hours, right? Now we have to find in how many hours all of three of them will take to finish the task. That means A plus B plus C. That's what I need to find, how many hours they're going to take. So the next step is to assume the work to be of some specific units. Now A and B, 12 hours, 15 hours and 20 hours. So what is the good number that you can give me? The LCM of 12, 15 and 20. So that is 60 units. So let me assume the work to be of 60 units. So the work is of 60 units and A and B are able to finish the task in 12 hours. That means they must be finishing 5 units every hour. Similarly, B and C are able to finish the task in 15 hours. That means they must be finishing 4 units every hour because the work is of 60 units and they're finishing the task in 15 hours, right? Similarly, C and A are able to finish the task in 20 hours. That means they must be finishing 3 units every hour. Right? So A and B are able to finish 5 units every hour, B and C are able to finish 4 units every hour, and C and A are able to finish 3 units every hour. Right? Now if you see here, if I add all these number of units, it's 5 plus 4, 9, 9 plus 3, 12. So that is 12 units per hour. What does it give me? Now if you see here, the A's units have been added twice, B's unit have been added twice, and C's unit have been added twice. So this is nothing but giving me the twice the number of units that A, B and C are going to finish every hour. Right? If let me just take a quick recap. Let me tell you again that if I add all these values, if I add 5 plus 4 plus 3, what is it going to give me? It is going to give me the double the capacity of number of units that A, B and C are going to finish every hour. If you see, A has been added twice, B's capacity has been added twice, and C's capacity have been added twice. That means the number of units that A, B and C are going to finish every hour is nothing but half of this, which is 6 units every hour. Right? So A, B and C together are able to finish 6 units every hour, and the work is of 60 units. That means they're going to take 10 hours to finish the job. Right? So I hope it is understood. It's a very simple question. Like, it's not a simple question, but yeah, it's solvable simply, right? So you were able to solve it simply. Just take a quick recap. Now A and B are able to finish the job in 12 hours. B and C are able to finish the job in 15 hours, and C and A are able to finish the job in 20 hours. So my first step is to assume the number of units. So I assumed a LCM of 12, 15, and 20, that is 60 units. So I assumed the work to be of 60 units. That means if they take 12 hours to finish the job, that means they must be finishing 5 units every hour. If they take 15 hours, they finish 4 units every hour. They take 20 hours, they finish 3 units every hour. Adding all of it gives me 12 units every hour, which on this side gives me twice the capacity of A, B, and C. That means A, B, and C are able to finish 6 units every hour. Now if the work is of 60 units and they're finishing 6 units every hour, that means they must be finishing the job in 10 hours, right? So I hope it is understood. Let's go ahead and move to the next problem. All right. Now let's see this question here. Now A and B can complete a task in 10 hours. B and C together can complete the task in 18 hours, while C and A in 15 hours. And how many hours B alone will take to complete that task? It's a similar to the previous question. It's just the different in terms of what it is asking us. So in how many hours B alone can finish that task? Now first let's just lay down the question. Now it says A and B can finish the task in 10 hours. So A and B can finish the task in 10 hours, right? So this is the number of hours in which they can finish the task. Similarly, B and C, as given in the question, we're able to finish the task in 18 hours. So B and C were able to finish the task in 18 hours. Similarly, C and A, we are able to finish the task in 15 hours. So for C and A, we're able to finish the task in 15 hours, right? So the next step, it should be to assume some number of units, right? So let us assume some number of units, and what would be the LCM of 10, 18, and 15, right? That would be 90. So let me assume the work to be of 90 units. So 90 units, it's my total work. So this is equal to my total work. So 90 units, it's my total work. Now A and B are able to finish the job in 10 hours, and the work is of 90 units. That means they finish 9 units every hour, right? So this is the rate. Similarly, B and C take 18 hours to finish the job. To finish 90 units, they will be taking 5 units every hour. They'll be finishing 5 units every hour. Similarly, C and A would be finishing 6 units every hour, right? So this is what I have got here. Now let's see something. Let's find what all three of them will take to finish the job. So as I told earlier in the previous question, the twice the number of days taken by number of units finished by A and B and C is nothing but the sum of all three. So which is nothing but 6 plus 5, 11 plus 9, that is 20 units every hour, right? So A, B, and C together are able to finish 10 units every hour. So A, B, and C are able to finish 10 units every hour. Now what we have to find? We have to find in how many hours B alone can complete that task. Now for that, we need how many units B alone can finish in the task. Now if you look carefully over here, A and B finish 9 units every hour, and A, B, and C finish 10 units every hour. So where is this extra unit coming from? It's coming from C, right? So let's talk about B now. A and C are able to finish 6 units every hour. So let me just write it down here. A and C are able to finish 6 units every hour. And A, B, and C are able to finish 10 units every hour, which means that B must be finishing 4 units every hour, right? I hope you're understanding this. A, B, and C are able to finish 10 units every hour. A and C are able to finish 6 units every hour. That means B must be finishing 4 units every hour. So we have got how many units is B finishing every hour, and the total units is 90. That means B must be taking this many number of days to finish the job, right? Which is nothing but 22.5. So I hope everyone is understanding what we're trying to establish over here. Let me just take a quick recap. Till here, I suppose it must be, you all must be understanding that A and B takes 10 hours, B and C takes 18 hours, they take 15 hours. So I assume the work to be of 90 units. That means they finish 9 units per hour, they finish 5 units per hour, and they finish 6 units per hour. Together of them, they finish 10 units per hour. Now, 3 of them are finishing 10 units per hour, and 2 of them are finishing 6 units per hour. That means the left person, that is B, will be finishing 4 units per hour. Now, since B is finishing 4 units per hour and the work is of 60 units, that means it is going to take him 22.5 days to finish the job, right? So I hope it is understood to everyone. Let's move to the next slide. All right. So let's see this question. P can do a work in 12 hours. Q can do the same work in 18 hours. P started the work and Q joined him after 6 hours. How much time in all they took to complete the work? You see, now the approach that I gave in the beginning of the video, see, that approach is the basic approach. Now you all must be understanding how this number of units approach is better, right? So let's see the question. Now first of all, let's lay down the question. Now P can do a job in 12 hours, right? So let's say P is able to do the job in 12 hours. So this is hours. Q can do the same job in 18 hours. So Q over here is able to finish the same job in 18 hours. Now, a next step should be to assume the work to be of some specific units. So as I can see here, it's 12, it's 18. The LCM would be the better if I assume the work to be of 36 units, right? Let's call it 36 burgers this time, right? So the work is that P and Q, they have to eat 36 burgers. Now P over here can eat 36 burgers in 12 hours. That means per hour he finishes 3 burgers, so 3 units per hour. Similarly, Q can finish 36 burgers in 18 hours. That means he finishes 2 burgers per hour. So this is the rate of P and this is the rate of Q. So P started the work and Q joined him after 6 hours. That means P alone worked for 6 hours. So P alone worked for 6 hours. So for 6 hours, if P finishes 3 units per hour, so for 6 hours, he must be finishing 18 burgers. So 18 burgers are finished by P. Right? So 18 burgers are finished by P and there were a total of 36 burgers. So we have to calculate how many remaining burgers are there. So out of 36 burgers, 18 burgers have been eaten. That means 18 burgers are remaining. So these are the number of units which are remaining, right? Now let's go with the story. Let's see what they're asking. Now Q have joined P. Now Q have joined P and we have to see how much more time will it take and how much time it will take for them to finish this 18 units. Now, if you see the rate of P and Q, P finishes 3 burgers every hour, Q finishes 2 burgers every hour. That means together they finish 5 burgers every hour. Now, if P and Q together finishes 5 burger every hour and there are 18 burgers remaining, that means the time taken by both of them to finish the remaining burger would be 18 by 5 hours, right? So which would be 18 by 5 hours. Now what I need to do is, since I have to calculate the total time taken by all of them to finish the job, so the total time taken to finish the job would be equal to the time taken by P to work alone, which is 6 hours, plus the time taken over here, that is 18 by 5 hours. Right? So I hope you're understanding. Now we've got the answer, right? We just need to convert them into some specific units. Now what is 18 by 5 hours, which is, if we divide 18 by 5, we get 3.6, right? So if we add both of them, that is 9.6 hours. Fine. So it's 9.6 hours. So 0.6 hours is equal to 36 minutes. So our answer is 9 hours and 36 minutes. So I hope everyone understood this question. This was a simple question, a story kind of question, and you didn't had any fractions. You must be able to solve this question within a minute, right? So let's move forward to the next question. Solved it here. Okay. All right, so let's read this question. Suresh can do a work in 24 days. Naresh can do the same work in 40 days. Suresh started the work and Naresh replaced him after 12 days. So in how many days from the beginning 75% of the work will be completed? So first step should be to lay down the question. So Suresh is able to finish the work in 24 days. So Suresh can finish the work in 24 days. And Naresh can do the same work in 40 days. So N over here is able to finish the job in 40 days, right? So what I need to do is I need to assume the work to be of some units. So let me assume the work to be, the total work to be of 120 units, because that is the LCM of 24 and 40. So Suresh over here is able to finish the work in 24 days. That means if the work is of 120 units, he must be finishing 5 units every day. Similarly, over here, he must be finishing 3 units every day, since he finishes the work in 40 days and the total work is of 120 units. So 5 units per day here and 3 units per day here. Now let's see what is the question asking us. The question is saying Suresh started the work and Naresh replaced him after 12 days. So Suresh worked alone for 12 days. So what is the rate of Suresh, or rate of work done by Suresh? So Suresh finishes 5 units every day. So he finishes 5 units every day. That means working for 12 days, he will finish 60 units. 60 units will be finished by Suresh alone, working for 5 days. Now what is the remaining work? So we have to calculate what is the remaining work. 120 is the total number of units. 60 units have already been finished. That means the work that is remaining, that is equal to 60 units. Now the work that is remaining, that is equal to 60 units. 60 units of work is remaining. Now let's see further. Now Suresh has started the work and Naresh has replaced him. That means Suresh has gone and now it's only Naresh who is working. Now Naresh is over here, can finish 3 units every day, right? Now the remaining work is of 60 units. However, we need to finish only 75% of the work. Now since 120 is the total work, we just need to finish 75% of it, right? This is what we need to finish. So if I see 75% is nothing but 3 by 4, and we just need to finish 90 units, right? 90 units is what we need to finish. And the total work, 60 units have already been finished. So that means the remaining work is not this. The remaining work is 90 minus 60, which is equal to 30 units. You're understanding me, guys, here. He doesn't need to finish the complete work. He just need to finish 75% of the work. So that means 30 units is what is remaining. And he's able to finish 3 units per day, which means he will be taking 10 more days to finish the job, right? He will be taking 10 more days to finish the job. Now, he is asking for total number of days taken to finish the job, which is equal to the days taken by Suresh, that is 12 days, plus the days taken by Naresh, that is 10 days, that is equal to 22 days. So that means the work has been finished in 22 days to finish the job, right? So I hope you're understanding what we're trying to do here. Suresh can do a work in 24 days, Naresh can do the same work in 40 days, and That means we assume the work to be of 120 units. So it means Suresh finishes 5 units per day, Naresh finishes 3 units per day, and that means the remaining units are 30, and since he finishes 3 units per day, it'll take him 10 days to finish the job. So I hope everyone is understanding what I'm trying to do here. You see, this approach makes the question so easy. You don't need to always look for a trick or a shortcut, right? So this approach helps you to solve the questions anytime in work questions, if you take pretty easily, right? Okay, so let's see the next question. All right, so let's see this question over here. Tank A can fill a tank in 10 hours. Tap A, I'm sorry, and tap B can fill the tank in 15 hours. If both are open simultaneously, how much time will it take to get the tank full? So it's pretty simple. A can finish the job. It's like this. A can finish the job in 10 hours. B can finish the job in 15 hours. I know all of you must have got your answer till now. So the number of days taken by them, it's A into B divided by A plus B. I hope you remember in this beginning of this video, I told you this. So it's time to put it into use. So which is nothing but this. So they're going to take 6 days to finish the job. Got our answer, right? So I hope everyone is understanding what I did over here. It's pretty simple. You don't need to do anything in this, right? So 6 days is the number of hours. 6 hours is the number of hours taken by them to finish the job. Now let's see this question over here. I'm sorry, already giving you the answer. So an inlet tap A can finish a tank in 12 hours, while an outlet tap B can finish the can empty the tank in 30 hours. If both the taps are open simultaneously, how much time the tank gets full? So A over here can fill the tank in 12 hours. So A can fill the tank in 12 hours. So this is fill, right? So let me write fill. And B over here can empty the tank in 30 hours, right? So this is nothing but empty. Are you understanding my point? All right. So let me assume the work to be of some units. So it's 12 here, is 30 here. So let me assume the work to be of 60 units. So the work is of 60 units. Now A over here is able to finish the job in 12 hours. That means he must be finishing 5 units every hour. Similarly, B over here is able to finish the job in 30 hours. That means he must be emptying a negative of 2 units per hour, right? Why I'm putting negative here? Because it empties the tank rather than fills the tank. So if they simultaneously they work together, that means they both are going to fill 3 units every hour. And if the job is of 60 units, that means it's going to take 20 hours, I'm sorry, to finish the job. Fine. So it was a simple question. I hope everyone understood this, right? So let's move forward. Okay, now 2 inlet taps A and B individually can fill a tank in 12 hours and 15 hours respectively. If these 2 taps are opened along with an outlet tap C, which gets the tank gets full in 10 hours, in how much time the outlet tap C alone can empty the full tank? Now let's just lay down the question, what he has given to us. He says A can fill a tank in 12 hours. So that means A, it's a positive. Positive means it can fill a tank in 12 hours. Fine. B over here, again a positive, can fill the tank in 15 hours. Now C is what I have to find out, and it has given me that A and B and C, if they operate together, now C is negative because C is an outlet tap, right? It empties. They take 10 hours to finish the job. Right? So A take 12 hours, B take 15 hours, and together it takes 10 hours to finish the job. Now what I need to do is I need to assume the work to be of some units. So I assume the work to be of 60 units. So this is what I assume the work to be of 60 units. Now A takes 12 hours to finish the job. That means he must be finishing 5 units every hour. Similarly, B will be finishing 4 units every hour, and all 3 of them would be finishing 6 units every hour, right? So if you see over here, A and B together can finish 9 units every hour, but if A, B and C work together, they finish 6 units every hour. That means this outlet trap must be emptying 3 units so that the sum over here comes out to be 6. Now since it's emptying 3 units every hour, and to empty 60 units it is going to take 60 by 3, that is equal to 20 hours. Fine. So I hope it is understandable, right? Let me just take a quick recap. A can finish in 12 hours, B can finish in 15 hours, and all of them can finish it in 10 hours. Fill it in 10 hours. So total work is equal to 60 units. A finishes 5 units every hour, B finishes 4 units every hour, and all of them finish 6 units every hour. So if we add A and B's units, it comes out to 9, but the total is 6. That means C must be emptying 3 units every hour. Now C is emptying 3 units every hour. To empty 60 units, it is going to take 20 days. Right? So I hope it is understandable. I hope everyone understood this question. Let's move forward. Okay. Now again, another question. Now this is a CAT question. So most of our viewers who don't know what CAT is, it's the common admission test. So let's see. A company has a job to prepare certain number of cans, and there are 3 machines, A, B, and C, for this job. A can complete the job in 3 days, B can complete the job in 4 days, and C can complete the job in 6 days. So how many days the company will take to complete the job if all the machines are used simultaneously? Right? So now let's lay out the question this, guys. Now A can complete the job in 3 days. Now A over here can complete the job in 3 days. B can complete the job in 4 days. So B over here can complete the job in 4 days, and C over here can complete the job in 6 days. Now how many days company will take complete the job if all of the machines work simultaneously? So you can do this question in 2 ways. Let me show you the 2 ways. The first way is using that formula. So if A takes A days to finish the job, B takes B days to finish the job, and C takes C days to finish the job, that means they are going to take this many days to finish the job. Right? Either you apply this formula, right, or if you don't want to apply it, you're too bothered with the calculation, just assume the work to be of some units. Let me assume the work to be of 12 units. Let me assume this is the total work. Now the work is equal to 12 units. A here takes 3 days. That means he must be finishing 4 units every day. He must be finishing 3 units every day, and he must be finishing 2 units every day. Together they will be finishing 9 units every day, right? And if they're finishing 9 units every day, the work is of 12 units. That means they will be finishing 12 by 9, which is nothing but they will take 4 by 3 days to finish the job. Isn't it simple question, guys? So it's 4 by 3, it's the answer. So it's a simple question, and it's come in the most prestigious examination in the nation. So I suppose that shows that this technique helps you a lot to understand the question better. Fine. So this was about the first video of time and work, wherein this was the first video wherein we studied the basics of time and work. Now this is just the basics. There is whole lot of world for you to explore in time and work. Now students of SAT, the SAT students can just stop here and take a breather, because you don't need to study any further. This is what pretty much covers everything of the time and work which comes in your exam. And the other students for GRE, GMAT and CAT especially, they can move forward and watch the second video where we will be talking about alternate hours, and further we'll talk about efficiency and so many things, right? So this was it, and there's my name, and there is the email address where you can send me your valuable feedback. Thank you very much, and see you next video.